Hey fellow traders, I hope this video finds you well and you've been having a good experience. If not, that's where I come in. Now I want to show you guys exactly how to trade like this. I want to go ahead and just refresh the page and kind of look at how I've been doing even just this week. Been improving the numbers a bit. I'm actually doing a little bit of practice, but I actually want to show you guys all of this. But before we really get started, we got to help this channel grow a little bit, and I really appreciate all those who are trying to help me out with that. But if you could just leave a like, and throughout any part of the video, if you have a question, just leave it down below, and that will help the channel grow. And that's all I'm going to ask in exchange to teach you all how to do this. No charge at all. I'm not trying to sell anything. I'm not trying to get any money out of you unless you want to trade against me on the other side of the market. Sure, I'll take your trade. But when it's all said and done, most courses end up being rehashed information, and I feel like you should probably keep your money for your trading and your tools and whatever else you need. But if you do that, that would be great. And basically in this video, I'm just going to kind of show you some results that I've been having and kind of go over what my impression of a actual trader is. Now, I've been kind of talking with a couple of friends. One I've helped immensely so far, and I have come into another friend that I'm looking to help as well in their journey, and they're just getting started out, and we're all going to try to do all this stuff together. But this is the overall. We'll take a look at just this week where things improved. Been kind of adding a couple of things with practice, but the base strategy is going to remain the same for all instruments. I've had a pretty significantly good week this week. Didn't take very many trades at all, and still got a little bit to go before we get around to the next part. But basically, as I was speaking with my friends, come on phone, pull up the note. I kind of left them with a little bit of note, and it kind of gave me a little realization that maybe I should probably kind of describe this to help you guys understand and make your journey a little bit easier when it comes to learning how to trade and actually being able to do even this. I mean, this is the Forex account. I'm doing Euro USD and the Bitcoin, and I'm calling these trades out on TradingView. But I know a lot of people will actually talk about trading and say it's gambling. It's not gambling. Basically, you know, it's no different than any other kind of performance-based job. When you go and apply a plan and define procedures, you can then effectively measure a performance. You can make adjustments to each part of the procedure, you can improve or refine it, and you always have a set system which makes it a skill just like any other job. Now, let's say, for example, you're a salesman. You know, they have processes and procedures. By classification of what you say is, you know, what you say trading is to gambling, as then sales would also have to be to gambling because you're following these procedures and set uh, design processes and systems, and you're also working with different things to increase your advantages. But basically, if you don't sell anything, you don't eat. And if you didn't get to eat today, you didn't follow the procedure, you didn't follow your plan, you didn't execute the way you know you were supposed to, or you didn't follow your training. So what I've come up with, and most of this stuff is already on my channel, but over the course of the video series that I'm currently working with now, I'm basically going to put it all together in a way that works, makes sense, and is not overly complicated. And I'm going to go ahead and just kind of continue with this. I'm doing a little practice. I'm looking at the S&P Mini. I've been trading the Russell 2K, but just get that going again while I'm playing around here and talking. But I mean, once you start defining these processes and procedures, you have different stages of things. And you know, everybody's always worried about the worst case scenario, the absolute risk, why I'm not using a stop loss, and so on and so forth. It's because you're worried about this number right here instead of worrying about making the actual trade. So, I mean, that's one thing we're going to kind of look at, and kind of I'm going to try to help you work through in the series. But I mean, it all starts with that first video, and I'll actually link that at the end of this video, and maybe even put a card up or something here at some point. But these levels, they work on everything. They work on every instrument. It doesn't matter what it is. And you'll notice even here, I've laid these out. There's a pattern to these levels, just like I talk about in there, and we're going to get into little nuances and parts you want to ignore, parts you want to look at. The moving averages part, that's kind of something I'm looking at right now to kind of pair it with it to see if I can improve the numbers. I used it today with good success. So, uh, but I'm still going to focus mainly on just the basics first, and we'll start working gradually into more advanced topics and things, adding in, adding on. Right now, I'm kind of experimenting with adding on instead of in. I've kind of got a mix of both in this, and this is just the start of one day that I've practiced. I've already lost the first bit of 50, but by following the processes and procedures, continuing on, there's still plenty of time left in the day. I'm able to recover that and still look for my gain target. So this is what I'm doing every day. Sometimes I may take one trade, sometimes I may take seven. Earlier today, I actually took three, and I still ended up making 66. So I could have held for longer, but it's not about maximizing every single inch of every single move. You're kind of looking for a set goal of gain. I'm typically looking for 60 to 80, but right now in this situation, I'm kind of looking to try to extend that a little bit. But I'm looking for basically anything between $40 to $80 a day on my account. I've been kind of doing that same process since $200, and right now it's currently at 997. And I've only been trading on that about a little over 3 weeks, 3 weeks and 2 days. So that is still not quite hit a month, and already gained up quite a bit, like I say. And I even showed the uh, live account. This is in euro balances, but these are all the trades. These are there's a little bit from before when there was 500 in. There was another 1,000 dropped in. Uh, we've already withdrawn 348 out of it in profit to reset it back to 1,500, which I talked about on TradingView. And we're still already up a little bit in what we've closed. I'm just watching this Bitcoin trade right now on the CFD. Current trade that I'm in is off the bottom. The euro is just hanging on. Here's that Bitcoin trade. We kind of managed out of that a little bit right through here. Closed out. What time frame are we in? Closed out about right in there, and then it came back. I'm still holding a 0.01 right here, which is 1/100th of a Bitcoin. Looking to go to this level here, where we had kind of that neckline of a double top. You get the extreme low, and then I've got another add in here and an add in here at a couple different key levels. That's something that's going to get into in later videos too. But uh, basically, I just wanted to show all you guys that, you know, once you apply these processes and procedures and you actually turn it into a job, it's no different than any other performance-based job. You're going to either eat or starve based on how well you follow your processes and procedures that you've laid out, measured, and proven. Now, your homework for this video and for part of this series is to make sure that you watch the video about support and resistance. It is not subjective. And that is something that I know I'm probably getting some resistance about, because, yeah, you think you know, you've heard every video about support and resistance 1,000 times over, but I guarantee you you have not heard what's in that video. So make sure you check that out. And then I'm going to go ahead and start working on, now that I'm transitioning more into trading and less into looking to make money in other ways. I've still got a few other streams of income going to keep things right while I'm still building that trading account. But I'm starting to free up some more time, so I'll be able to make some more videos. So just make sure you leave those likes and subscribe, and drop some comments, questions, or just to say a couple of things, just to say it. Let's keep the discussion going. I can always add in more topics. But your only real homework is to watch that video and make sure you pay attention closely, take some notes, and then follow the practice recommendation at the end of that video. And that'll be your homework for the end of that one. So I'll link that there. I'm going to go ahead and finish this out.
Order filled.
And there would be, I would consider that against the current account, that would be a 10% improvement there. So I might actually end up doing that, and I'll tell you why I cut it there, why I entered here long, why this was okay to hold all of that, and we'll get into more of that later in the series. But just make sure you go check out that support and resistance video and get that one going as well. So I appreciate all the help and love from all those who have been with me since the beginning, those who are sticking around, even though I've been kind of in and out on my posting. But I'm, like I say, getting a little bit more time, so we'll be able to get some more videos, some more discussions, maybe even get back into some live trading, things like that. But for now, just work on that. Let's help the channel grow, share it, talk about it with others, and we don't need to buy a course that's going to repeat the same information 100 times over. Just let me show you the way. In exchange for helping this channel grow, I will show you everything that I'm doing to where you can understand it and do this too. It is extremely simple. It is nowhere near as complicated as everyone says. It's just something you just do. It's a job, just like any other. And just like any other skill, any other job, if you put in the time to study it, practice it, and yes, there are things you can do to practice. I've come up with quite a few different things that you can do to actually practice. I'm going to include those as homework, give you plenty of different ways you can drill, ways you can study, ways you can learn how to read the chart, ways you can learn how to take and understand the relationship between the 60-minute chart. Notice there is a pattern. It kind of spread out here. It's starting to get tighter with the consolidation. So, but we still have a fairly consistent level. I could throw one in there and there, but I'm not going to really make it tight. But you could observe some action in there and get some small trades. Or in this example here, I'm not sure where we are on the S&P right now, but this would be the hourly chart for that back on the 3rd. So I'm going to practice on this and drill this with some of the new ideas, and probably even consider trading with some of these updates next week. But I'm going to check that out, and unless they make an improvement to the numbers like I've been seeing so far, then I'm not going to add it in. So that's just going to be the process. I'm going to definitely stick with what works, and basically just a little tidbit extra to go with it. Anything and everything that you have can do, any technique, any strategy, all of these different things are tools. So if you think about the way everything is done with tools, instead of thinking about P&L, focus on making the trade and not your P&L. Money is the result of good work. Good work is making your trade, following your plan, following your process and procedures. So just keep that in mind. Understand you're learning to do a job. We are not learning to gamble. We are learning to actually do a job very effectively and very well. That is the object and outcome of the course. And anybody should be able to do it, and it will not cost you a penny unless you count your time as expensive. And that is what this course is worth. the course is worth your time. That is the only thing it's going to cost you. So make sure you've got a sharp pencil, plenty of free space in your notebook app on your hard drive, wherever you want to take your notes, and just put in the time to study, put in the time to practice, put in the time to drill, and run your back test, study your charts, do all the things that I'll give you in homework, and you will be able to do exactly this too. I have no reason to fake it because I am not selling you anything. Literally, I do this every day. I just refresh it again. We're on ninjatrader.com. They're registered. Secure. I'm not running to XAMPP, none of that. This is literally my account live every day. So it's definitely possible, and I will argue until I die with anybody that says otherwise. I have the math and I have the records to prove it, and you can get those records too in your own account. I mean, 2 to 1, you look at the average win to loss, I'm at 2 to 1 at 55%. That's going to make money all day, every day. And that's our job. That's our final job. That's all we have to do. It does not matter how we get there. It doesn't matter what all we do. We may take 5 trades a day. We may take 1 trade a day. But it doesn't matter how you do it. It doesn't matter how you get there. Your job is just to get there. And I'm going to give you all the tools, all the thinking, break it all down for you so you can make this happen too. It's not difficult at all, I promise you. And this is an 87% gain in just a little over 3 weeks. So I will see you in the next video. I'm not going to ramble on and try to drill it into your head. Just help the channel grow, and I'll teach you how to make money. Everybody can do it. It's not difficult. It's not a mystery. You don't need 1,000 things to think about. Just watch the next video. That's your homework after this video, and then for the next video, once you watch it, just do some practice for a little bit. Use different instruments, load up on different charts, different time frames, and follow the practice recommendation in that video. And over the weekend, I'm going to begin working on the next video. So until then, I'll catch you in the next video.